guys, it's me, Noah, coming at you with another deck profile. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Sergio. Tell him about what you did this weekend.
I taught my first regional.
Okay, what regional?
I don't fucking know.
It was the Springfield regional. What did you play?
I played Metalfoes.
You got anything to say about the deck before we deck profile it?
Sounds pretty generic, and honestly, it's pretty much just as always. Same thing as always. It's the same as every deck.
Alright, let's go into it.
Alright, so I play 2 Bismugear, and then 3 of every other. Pretty much self-explanatory. I don't like playing 3 of Bismugear because I feel like he clogs up too much. Even though he's a great card, I'd rather have him at 2. 2 Eccentrics. Self-explanatory. Snipe out strikes, warnings. Help me do my combos with combination, etc. We play Majespecters. 3 Bun-Buns, 1 Cat, 1 Unicorn. The Bun-Buns are there, of course, to search the other 2. Nekomata is just another target in case I already have the Kieran in hand, and in case I need a low scale as well. 1 Luster for Ignister and Dynaster plays. 1 Rescue Rabbit. It's a free rank 4, free rank 3, free fusion basically. Lets me do whatever I want. 3 Gofus. It's Pop Father and basically a great level 5 tuner that lets me go into many synchros. 2 Maxi, self-explanatory. 2 Pot of Desires. This card, I don't like it at 3, and I don't want to play just 1. It's better to have it at 2 so I can at least see it, and I don't draw into another one that often, even though it does happen. 2 MSTs, same thing as Eccentric. Snipe out back row and extend combos with combination. 1 Upstart, draw. 2 Painfuls, search my lower level Metalfoes except for Bismugear. Yeah, lets me get free scales. 1 of each Metalfoe card. I used to play 3 counters and 2 full Metalfoe fusion, but it turned out to be kind of cloggy and bricky, and even though every now and then I do banish one of these guys off Desires, it's not really that bad. And lastly, Vanity's Emptiness, because it basically steals me games.
Alright, you want to do side or extra?
I'll do the extra. Extra deck, we got 1 Grand Pulse.
Damn, multi.
Yeah. Grand Pulse, it's basically just a walking MST with a 2800 booty. If I had a Breaksword, I would probably swap this out for Breaksword, to be honest. Just because Breaksword allows me to have more combos, free up my scales, and just make space. 1 Karen Gorgon, this never comes up, to be completely honest. Every time I summon the rabbit, they call Pendulum, so I can't go into like any rank 4s or summon anything. But this is good for Paleozoic matchup, ABC matchup, because it's just telling them, no, you're not going to target anything I control. Utopia package, standard. Castell, self-explanatory. For Synchros, we got 1 Ignister, 1 Omega, and 1 Black Rose. Omega is just for the good turn 1 plays. Lets me steal a card from the opponent's hand. If I Desires turn 1, I can bring back something with Desires. Ignister is good for like the push for damage and like OTK potentials. And Black Rose is just, well, clears the board, and it's just my favorite card. We got 1 Dynaster. For the cases that I do open up with the Luster turn 1, that way I don't have to waste them using to make an Ignister, or I can have Dynaster to protect myself from like Twin Twisters or Typhoons or anything like that. Next we play 1 Adamante, because you just need a target to basically just avoid things with. 1 Orichalc, because double piercing is probably the most broken mechanic in the game. You don't know how many games I've won just because of this card. 3 Mithrilium. I used to play 2, but as I started testing with the 3rd one, it seemed to come up a little bit more than just having 2, and it just helps me recycle more with the deck, and like the deck already cycles enough, but this just allows more cycling. And lastly, just 1 Alcahest, because yeah, it's just Alcahest really. It's 1000 Eyes Restrict. Side deck. We got 2 Amorphic slots for going first against like really any extra deck heavy deck, like ABCs or even Paleozoics as well. Yeah, This really doesn't come up that often since I'm not playing the Abductor, so it's not really that searchable, but it's still like a nice card to side in. Plus, it's easily pendulum summoned and it's like a free scale 3. One side blocker because you call anything, they can't even do anything. So call Buster Dragon, they can't even summon it. Call Toad, they can't even summon Toad. Hell, even call Strike and they can't use it. 2 Typhoons, mostly for the mirror and when going second because of Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance doesn't necessarily kill this deck, but it's still a big threat to this deck if you don't open up the right hand, and Typhoon is just great to help you just clear that out. This was 3 D-Berries, but my boy let me borrow his cards. It's pretty much this literally steals games, shuts down your opponent's turn. I actually did side this in a mirror match and won me like 2 games out of it, I believe. No, it won me 2 games in the mirror, and I had 2 mirrors and I won both games because of this card. 2 Denkos for back row heavy decks and against Paleozoics. Pretty much if they don't have a response for this, you pretty much are free to do whatever you want. I feel like this is one of those cards that should never have gotten printed, but it's great. 3rd MST, just to help with the Typhoons as well. 1 Kumungus. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Kaijus are just basically the universal problem solver. And I'm missing 4 cards. One of them, of course, D-Barrier. I had a raw sphere mode. It's the same thing as Kaiju, but for bigger, more like impressive boards for turn 1. And it was 2 DD Crows for the Paleozoic and like anything matchup. I actually faced a couple Monarchs and DD Crow came in clutch. So yeah, that's the deck.
Do you have anything else to say about it?
I guess shout out to my boy Danny because he let me borrow his cards.
Alright, you heard it here first. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.